Howdy folks, how you doing? My name is Heath and this is Frontier Survival, and this is another Frontier presentation. Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to talk about 10 tips for preppers to prepare for SHTF situations. And with that being said, this also comes from offgridsurvival.com. Number 10, bugging out with kids. During a SHTF situation, maintaining a sense of normalcy is going to be a very important concern when dealing with children. With children, comfort items can go a long way in helping them feel as safe and secure as possible. Don't overlook how important it will become to give them a sense of comfort and control during a stressful SHTF situation. Number 9, be prepared to bug out. Many preppers talk about the prospects of bugging out, but how many of them have the skills or the strength to actually do it? It's one thing to talk about bugging out. It's another thing to carry your gear 10 to 15 miles a day in dangerous and unforgiving conditions. Number 8, survival intelligence, power of information. In a survival situation, knowledge is going to be a critical factor in determining the outcome of your situation. The ability to be able to predict what will happen during an emergency is an important part of being prepared. Start gathering a list of trusted resources and information that can help you prepare for whatever the future has in store. Number 7, train your mind. Survival isn't glamorous, and it's nothing like what's depicted on TV. Survival shows. It is downright brutal and will beat the hell out of you, not only physically but emotionally as well. Don't overlook the importance of cultivating a mindset that will allow you to face life's greatest challenges. Train with repetition. To really be able to rely on your knowledge when things go bad, you need to run through your survival techniques in a number of real-world scenarios and environments. The more you train in real-world situations, the more likely it is that you'll be able to perform these skills in a high-stress survival situation. Get in shape now. No matter what survival situation you may ultimately find yourself in, there's one thing that you'll likely find. Survival is going to be hell on your body. One of the best things you can do to ensure your survival in just about any situation is to make sure your body and your mind are trained and prepared to survive. That means motivating yourself to get off your butt and get in shape. Living debt-free isn't part of your survival plan. It's great to be prepared for an end-of-days scenario, but what happens when you're faced with a foreclosure or the possibility of living on the streets? Is that not a survival situation? To be truly prepared for the worst, we must also think of our financial security. That means paying off debt, living within your means, and starting an emergency fund. SWOT analysis. Performing SWOT analysis is a great way to determine how prepared you really are. A SWOT analysis is a simple but useful method of pinpointing your strengths and weaknesses. Performing one will also help you identify opportunities that you can exploit and threats that you might face in a SHTF situation. When you're just getting started in the world of prepping, preparing for an EMP or an asteroid hitting the Earth is probably not the best course of action. While both of those scenarios are scary, the probability of them happening is actually pretty low. That's not to say that you shouldn't prep for these things. I'm just suggesting that you prep for the most likely dangers first. And number 1, threat assessment. Part of truly being prepared for anything means knowing exactly what threats you're going to face and then analyzing how those threats will affect you in the future. By performing a realistic threat assessment, you can get a better idea of what threats you're facing and learn how to prepare for those threats in the future. And there you have it, guys. 10 tips for preppers to prepare for SHTF situations. Guys, this has been a Frontier presentation. We appreciate you joining us. And remember, you got to have drive to survive.